Welcome back, everybody. In part 1, we saw why personal ownership fails by generation 3. In part 2, we saw how dynasty trusts skip probate and estate tax. In part 3, we saw how institutions access liquidity without liquidating. Today, we're going to talk about the specific vehicles that make this architecture real. Not theory, implementation. This is part 404. Over 3 videos, I've shown you the Rockefeller Dynasty Trusts, Yale's Strategic Liquidity Reserves, Singapore GIC's collateralized borrowing model. Now the question everyone asks, what specific models let me build this architecture without $40 billion? And here's the answer. The same vehicles institutions use exist at every wealth level. You just have to know which ones and how to structure them. Vehicle number 1, dynasty trusts. We covered this in part 2, but here's the implementation path. Step 1, choose the jurisdiction. Delaware, South Dakota, Nevada, Alaska, or Wyoming. These states allow perpetual trusts. Your estate attorney will handle the filing. Most charge between $5 and $15K to set it up. Step 2, appoint a corporate trustee. Banks and trust committees offer trustee services. Fees range anywhere, in my experience, from 0.5% to 1.5% of assets annually. You can serve as co-trustee or investment advisor. You control the investments. You don't legally own them. Step 3, transfer real estate into the trust. Deed properties to the trust, not to you personally. The trust owns them. You manage them. Your family benefits from them. The result? Assets outside your estate, no probate, no estate tax, generational continuity. The trust doesn't protect your assets from the world. It protects the world from your assets. Vehicle number 2, family limited partnership. This is the entity structure that family offices use to centralize control. Here's how it works. You establish a limited partnership. The general partner, which is you, 1% ownership, 100% control. Limited partners, that's the family trust, 99% ownership, 0 control. Transfer real estate portfolio into the partnership. The general partner makes all the decisions. The limited partners receive income distributions. Why does this matter? When you gift partnership interests to the trust, you get valuation discounts of 25 to 40%. On a $10 million portfolio, the IRS values limited partnership interests at $6 million to $7.5 million because they lack control and marketability. That reduces gift and estate tax exposure. So here's a plus. Creditors can't seize partnership assets. Divorce settlements can't force liquidation. Disputes can't fracture the structure. The Walton family from Walmart operates this exact model. Walton Family Holdings LP holds their equity. Family trusts own 99%. Family members control as general partners. The result, $250 billion preserved across 3 generations. Vehicle number 3, permanent capital reserve structures. Now we get to the liquidity layer. How do you architect strategic reserves that compound, tax-deferred, and provide collateralized access? Institutions have used several vehicles for this. The most proven permanent capital structures are originally designed by financial institutions in the 1800s. Here's how they work. You reallocate capital into a vehicle specifically designed for tax-deferred compounding, guaranteed growth, collateralized borrowing access, no required liquidation, and death benefit for estate equalization. The mechanics, let's say you reallocate $500,000. It compounds at 4 to 6%. By year 10, it will likely have $750 to $900K. Now you need $300,000 for a real estate deal. You don't withdraw, which would trigger taxes. You borrow $300,000 against the $800,000 reserve. The interest, which is considered by wealthy people the cost of controlling capital, could range anywhere from 4 to 5.5%. No credit check, no approval process, immediate access. The $800,000 keeps compounding. You deploy the $300,000 into productive assets and into a property producing 8% cash on cash. Arbitrage, you're earning 8% while borrowing at 4%. And the original $800,000 never stopped growing. That's permanent capital velocity. Is this the right fit for everyone? No. But for wealth builders with net worths between $3 million and $20 million who want strategic liquidity reserves, tax-deferred compounding, collateralized borrowing on demand, and generational continuity, yeah, it's the most battle-tested vehicle in existence. The institutions that survived 150 years didn't predict the future. They built architecture that worked in any future. So here's how all 3 vehicles work together. This is the legal architecture. First, you have your dynasty trust. This is for protection and continuity. Here, it holds all assets outside personal estate. It skips estate tax at every generation, and it protects from creditors and divorce. It lasts 360 plus years. Then you have the family limited partnership. This is for control and valuation. It centralizes asset management, and it provides 25 to 40% valuation discounts. It maintains founder control, 1% ownership, 100% decision-making, and it prevents forced liquidations. Now, here's the capital architecture. And here we're talking about the strategic liquidity reserves, also known as your war chest. And this is for the purpose of liquidity and velocity. You have strategic liquidity reserves, tax-deferred compounding, collateralized borrowing on demand, and arbitrage for velocity. So here's the system. Real estate goes into the FLP, also known as the Family Limited Partnership. FLP interests transfer to the Dynasty Trust. The trust funds the permanent capital reserves. So now real estate compounds within the Family Limited Partnership, reserves compound within the capital architecture, you borrow against the reserves through collateralized access, and you deploy those reserves into productive assets such as real estate. Nothing ever stops growing, nothing ever gets liquidated, nothing ever enters your taxable estate. That's the Rockefeller method. That's the Yale model. That's the institutional architecture adapted for wealth builders with net worths between $3 million and $20 million. This isn't theory, this is implementation. The Vanderbilts didn't have this architecture. That's why they failed. The Rockefellers did. That's why they survived 6 generations. Your question isn't whether to build wealth. You're already building it. Your question is whether it survives you. The full system is at warchestprinciple.com. Permanent capital reserve design. Everything Yale, Northwestern Mutual, and the Rockefellers use. Designed for wealth builders with net worths between $3 million and $20 million. This is the series, 4 parts. One architecture, the difference between dissolution and dynasty. If you're ready to exit the retail trap, start here at warchestprinciple.com. You've earned your income, now it's time to earn your freedom. By thinking the way that institutions do, and by building systems that work without you, and by protecting the one thing you can never earn back, your time. If this hits home, subscribe. This channel's small for now, but not for long. I only teach what the wealthiest families and institutions actually do, because they've figured out what works, and I think that you deserve the same. Keep building for the generation you won't meet until you meet in heaven. God bless.